Hi guys, back out on the bank, and today I'm trying something a little bit different. I've gone for fluorocarbon straight through on the BFS gear. So first time I've ever used it. I'm not quite sure what to expect. I know some guys use it, some don't. I've always used braid and had no problems with braid either, and it's always been very easy to cast and very easy to set up. So I have got a spool of braid with me, which I'm likely to swap over to if I move further down the canal, because I know I'm going to probably encounter pike, and I don't want to aim for pike with this. Tend to be fewer pike up this end, so we'll see how we get on. But yeah, the idea is to give this a bit of a test, just get it dialed in, so between the spool tension and the brakes I kind of understand where it needs to be. We'll go from there really. So hope you enjoy the video, guys. I'll catch you on the bank soon. Okay guys, so I'm going for a little bit more weight, not a lot more weight, but a little bit more weight on this go. There's a little bit of dialing in there just to try and get a sense of the setup. That's still going to take some time, so I think that weight's ever so slightly heavier, and probably unsurprisingly with a little bit more weight on, it's a lot easier to cast. And that little grub's very easy to see in the water as well. So I'll have a few casts with that in this slightly grimier water, get a bit more testing done. See if we can actually catch a fish now. So I don't think casting with anything kind of in and around 2 grams and upwards, I think that's going to be fine. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all, and I suspect I probably need to just use a lighter weight fluorocarbon, so probably a 5 pound or something like that, to cast these tiny lures. So anything that's under 2 grams. Yeah, so that's casting fine. I'm kind of comfortable that it'll cast those on the 8 pound. But it is definitely more sensitive than the braid in that respect. The line lays it's just got more spring, stiffer. So braid is very easy compared to this. That's my first impression, at least, anyway. So fishing with this versus braid at the lighter weights, I would say it's a lot easier with braid, because the line sticks to the reel much more easily. You don't get that spring. But the benefit, obviously, of the fluorocarbon is it's more or less invisible in the water. But when the water's this kind of colour, that doesn't really make much difference. So let's see if we can find any fish. I'm using this little grub now, which is very visible down there. The sun's come out now anyway as well, which doesn't help things, but you never know if there's any little roach, bream, anything like that, they'd perch as well. I mean, that's kind of what I'm after. I'm definitely not fishing for pike with this. Right, I feel like we've kind of got it dialed in. If I do put too much effort in, it is on the edge, so it will overrun like that. So note to self, don't do that. But there is not loads of line on it, so hopefully, as long as it doesn't actually get caught on the reel, then 2 or 3 kind of returns against the drag like that kind of seems to free it up, and we're back in business fairly quickly. It would be a tedious way to... Oh, you're joking. I've been bitten off by a pike. Honestly. Well, thanks, Mr. Pike. Okay guys, I've just switched back from the fluorocarbon straight through. I've just gone back to braided line with a little 8-pound metal trace, just because I know when I'm gonna fish for another hour or so down from here, and there tends to be quite a lot more little jack pike and stuff like that. Oh, you're joking, straight away, look. See, that was the first cast. That's right. I mean, that's pretty unbelievable. I think that's not unbelievable because it's happened, but first cast with a trace. And I was using fluorocarbon before, and I bet that's the little fish that bit me off. So, and that's great if it is, because if it has got the lure in its mouth still, we can get it out for it, which is excellent. Oh, I don't want it to. Don't know what's under there, but I don't want it to get stuck behind anything. Come on. Ooh. Plenty of feistiness. Let's give it a little bit of drag. Well, there we go. So I think changing over from the fluorocarbon back to the little metal trace was probably a good shout. That's only just hooked in the lip. So strong, these little jacks. I mean, it's not tiny, but I mean, it's not a big pike, is it, by any stretch? But it's they're very good sport on this light gear. Now, I know what's going to happen though, because as soon as I get this dude out, he is going to death roll in my net. But there's too many snags around here, so I don't really want to. I don't want to let that happen if I can help it. So can I get hold of this guy before he decides to do a load of death rolls? He's turned around the wrong way in the net. Go on, let me get you. Just a little bit small for me to get hold of easily. Timing is everything. That phone call couldn't really have come more of a worse time, could it? Right, okay, so let's just give that chap, he had a good scrap, so I'm just going to give that chap a hit in the net. I'll let him go. Don't mess about with him. Okay guys, well that was an interesting test. So first cast with the braid and a white coloured lure. And I know the jacks do love white, so and that's one of the reasons I changed back to braid and a trace, because I think there was nothing in that pike's mouth, but I'm pretty sure that would have been probably the fish that would have bitten me off. So yeah, I'll have another couple of casts around here and then move down the bank a bit, but nice to give the fluorocarbon a go and a good test, and it's a good option I think. But for most of the time on the canal, contending with those little jacks just makes it very difficult to fish straight through with fluorocarbon here, because there are a lot of those little fellas. Is that another pike? Of course it is. Whoa, put the brakes on. God, they're lively, these jacks. Staying down, this one. Get a sight of it. Is it a bit bigger? Don't think so. Just lively. Whoa. Ugh, get off my line. Right. Guy, strong. Finding all the crap in here, look. Yeah, burying under the weeds down here. Just let the tension off. Just found a nice big snag down there. Come on. It's buried itself. It's coming. Oh, God. Let's try and get you out of that. I don't want to get into any more of that stuff. Whoa. There we go. Very lively fish. Some awesome colours on this one as well. I'm getting back. Swim the right way up. Oh, let's try and get out, so let's let him go. There we go. There we go. What's that? Off, that's what it is. Oh, that's a bigger pike. I'll be amazed if we keep that one. Blimey, that is a big boy. That took it and came back for it, didn't it? Ooh. Keep the pressure on but not force it too much for obvious reasons. I won't try and get it, it's only hooked to the edge of the mouth. This fish can pretty much do what it wants, I think. It is only caught in the lip, so if I do lose it, it's not the end of the world, because it should be able to shake that out. That's a strong fish. That's got to be 6 or 7 pounds. That one, isn't it? Ooh. This could go on for a while. Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as it sees me move, it's going to be off. Ooh. Yeah, not quite. It's going to fit me net, this one. Bit big. Kind of feels like it's tiring a little bit. It's gonna go again. Let's see if I can get it on this. It's going a bit wide. It's definitely a post-spawn pike, that one, isn't it? Oh my god. That. Oh. Hello. That was a struggle. It's not very good. So it's not designed for that. Holy hell. Guys, probably the biggest of the season so far on the BFS. Let's try and get that in the water to rest a little bit. It's not got a lot of resting room in that bit. Come on mate, swim the other way up. That's the way for swimming. Well, guys, that's a pretty good fish. I just happen to have my weighing scales with me. Hopefully the battery hasn't run out. 8.8 in the net. That's post-spawn. That's a double-figure pike, pre-spawn any day of the week. That one. The size of that bad boy is bigger than my net. I think it's bigger than my net. Just gotta keep him in the net for a little while though. Just give him a chance. Well, Fluorocarbon, £8 straight through. I don't think that would have worked out too well, would it? Getting some movement back in there. I think so. very difficult to rest it properly in this tiny net, but okay, I think that's good, isn't it? Be free. Oh man. Hi guys, well, that's the end of another session. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. It was intended as a little bit of a comparison between fluorocarbon straight through on a spare spool versus braid and a trace. I think all I really convinced myself is that why would I ever use anything other than a trace and braided line when I'm fishing lures. There will be scenarios where the fluorocarbon is really handy, and it was not too difficult to use, but it took a bit more. It did take more control than it does with the braid. Braid is definitely easier to fish with, although at the right weights the fluorocarbon was fine, and I suspect I should probably have gone lighter in the fluorocarbon, so kind of 5 pounds maybe. I suspect that would have been easy with the lighter lures as well, but either way, good to test it. Good to kind of iron a few kinks out, and obviously with the fluorocarbon I have to do a bit more setting up of the reel, which I don't normally do with the braid. It's just kind of, I do tend to set and forget really. But anyway, there we go. So good session, very surprising fish to end on, certainly when we're fishing these tiny lures, but just goes to show they will eat anything. Thanks again for watching guys, I'll catch you on the bank soon.